You guys are back here, down here in the Dock District, and in probably the most seedy tavern in all of Phlan. You're in the Laughing Goblin. So what's been going on with you guys since your last excursion and saving the town of Phlan again and bringing all the bad guys back to Valhalla Keep?
I'll start. Omi did a little bit of shopping to restock for his next adventure. Then he put out another Spoon the World tour show, at which Darganath showed up. And unfortunately, Darganath cheered so loudly at this show that he ended up giving himself a sore throat. So he's on our injured list, and unfortunately won't be able to accompany us on our next adventure.
Is he still recovering from that, huh?
Yep, he's still recovering from that. You should have heard him cheering at that show.
Did he have
There's a difference
t-shirt
between
on?
cheering and jeering, you know.
So, Omi really appreciated what Shen tried to do for him last time. Madame Fiona is trying to get Omi back in with in Madame Fiona's good graces. So this time, Omi's decided that he was going to attend one of Shen's card games as the entertainment and help Shen cheat at cards.
Oh boy.
Yes, yes.
This doesn't
So
sound like it's going to go too well.
So Shen, where is this game?
Well, the game was obviously in the back of the Laughing Goblin because that's where we had to come to because I had to get my cards in. So I gathered everybody around for a high stakes game of cards, and me and Omi had worked out a plan where he was going to work the room to kind of just try and distract everybody, walking around amongst the tables and whatnot, checking out the other cards, giving me some hand signals.
So basically, you guys are working with one another to cheat. You cheaters.
Yep. I'm wearing one of my Spoon the World T-shirts, and I'm pointing my ring finger at one of the letters on the shirt to send Shen signs as I spy on the players' cards.
This doesn't seem like a good idea, guys.
No, it doesn't.
But I'm gonna let you have this one.
I heard Marcus was going to say something.
You invited me back to this game?
I don't think... did they? I don't know.
I don't know what Shen, would you invited Markesh?
Absolutely. He needs a piece of the cut.
I don't want anything to do with this.
Well, you should just hang out at the bar then.
Yeah, once I figure out what you guys are up to, I'm gonna head up to the front and probably try and disassociate myself once Omi fucks this up somehow. I'll wait for the show to begin. I'll put my back to the bar and my eyes towards the back of the room, waiting for all holy hell to break out in that back room.
Well, how about the carousing table?
Yeah.
I've got it right here. Thought I did. There it is, right there.
So shall I go first? Oh yeah, this is my carousing, right?
Yeah, this is for you. Uh-oh. Yeah, so basically, you made an enemy. So one of the other high-stakes players at the table, you took all of his money. And you basically offended him. So there could be something happening here in the future.
Excellent.
So I guess you and Omi were pretty successful. And you took all of the money of this gentleman. His name is Jognar.
Jognar.
Yeah, he's a very grumpy-looking half-orc with one eye.
All right.
I've seen him around. He's bad news.
It's bad news.
Yeah,
Not only
say
him, but
that,
his goons.
yeah, some say that he used to be part of the Welcomers Guild.
They kicked him out for being too brutal, I heard.
Yeah. He used to be part of the Welcomers Guild. Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm going to laugh my ass off when you guys meet. I might help. I can't say for certain.
He said, "Arr, you might have got lucky this time. I don't even have enough to pay for my damn meal now."
So Shen, is that how all your card games go? I ask him afterwards.
I usually clean at least one person out.
I still think you were cheating. I couldn't get my eye on it. Literally, I couldn't get my one eye on it, but I still think that you and the old spoon boy over there were probably in cahoots, cheating.
Well, it's
Cheating.
just to show that I'm not a gluttonous winner. I will, since you can't afford to buy your meal, I will pay for your meal for you, and I order him the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah, thanks for the slosh. He gets up and he storms out. He's taking his Legos and going home, basically.
Well, I think that went well, Shen. How about you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Give me
What was this
a.
guy's name again?
His name is Jognar. Joggnarr. Jognar.
Thank you.
Some say he used to be part of the Welcomers Guild, but he was one of the rare cases where he actually fought his way out. So give me a D100 roll there, Shen of the Fen.
D100. Oh, geez. How do I do that?
Percentage.
Click up that 10-sided die on the bottom, right click it and hit the percentage and then throw it in the chat. Wow. 98. You won 490 gold from Jognar.
Excellent.
98 times 5.
You really cleaned that guy out. No wonder he was so mad.
Well, I have to half that with my compatriot Omi.
490 gold. Good win.
Take 295 of that on me.
Oh, why, thank you, Shen.
So what else has been going
Thank
on
you.
over the last week or so since you've got back from the mountains to the north and the marsh? Did you have anything going on, Markish?
I took some time and made sure that my my new weapons are fitting well between the weapons and the armor that I've gotten recently.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing pretty well. So I did make sure and get my long sword silvered. So I spent some downtime days doing that.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, you're able to get that done here. The old smithy here, Alero, he was able to accommodate you for that. Omi, what else did you have going on besides assisting old Shen of the Fen steal 500 gold from Jognar?
Omi was feeling bad because Darganath lost his voice, so he's been running medicine back and forth to poor Darganath. He can't even speak. He can't even speak to say thank you.
How the hell did he get sick?
Oh, he lost his voice screaming at one of my Spoon the World tour concerts.
So he's not sick, he's just, his voice is tore up. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he got sick somehow, maybe necking with a certain half-orc or half-orc female. That maybe?
Well, I did see them two disappear into the other room, so who knows what happened back there.
Oh God! What he's gonna watch this and say, "Jesus, there's no way." All right, adventurers. So you had some pretty successful carousing, very profitable actually. Now, as you're inside of the Laughing Goblin, there's a poster that is up on the board, and it's looking for adventurers, and there is a tavern on the road of Phlan, and they're looking for adventurers because it seems like it says the drums are beating in big letters, sort of like the Spoon the World tour, but it says the drums are beating up top of this big piece of parchment that's on the board. And it says, brave adventurers needed, paying well to find out where our villagers are going and disappearing to. And you're supposed to travel east, because you can see here on the map of Phlan, well, there's a road, Phlan Road. Once you go out to the north on Torath's March, the Phlan Path up here, it goes east. And the Phlan Path, there's several different establishments, but there's one in particular called the Crossing Inn. And on this parchment, on this flyer for adventurers wanted, it's saying seek out Ramzan Call, Romsan Kal, Ramzan Call, at the Crossing Inn for more details. This is paying well. Paying 100 gold per adventurer. With bonuses, of course.
What do you think about this, Markesh? Looks like a job.
You had me at get paid.
You guys want to go check this out?
Paying well. Yeah. If they're paying well, let's see how well they pay.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I may have wore out my welcome temporarily here at the Laughing Goblin.
No, you haven't actually. I mean, you're spending coin, so you haven't wore out your welcome at all. You may have pissed off Jognar, and there may be, he said he's going to keep his eye on you because he didn't really trust you, and he didn't trust your counterpart. So he said he's going to keep his eye on you. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a new area of Phlan map. We got a massive upgrade here, people. A massive upgrade. All right, so you guys are here, right? You're here at Phlan. Now, about maybe not quite a day's ride to the east along the Phlan path, there is a bridge here. And just before that bridge, where the Trank River, where the bridge goes over the Trank River, right on basically where the Twilight Marsh is, that's where the Crossing Inn is. And you've heard of the Crossing Inn. Quite a few adventures. There's supposed to be a lot of ruins and stuff like that in the marsh. A lot of old, ancient elven ruins and stuff that have been lost over time. So the Crossing Inn is basically where a lot of adventurers go to as a staging point and a meeting point to where they go out into the Twilight Marsh. And of course, there's been a lot of troubles in the past with the Twilight Marsh as well, whether it be orcs or kobolds or dragons or lizard men, all kinds of creatures. But it's been pretty quiet as of late. But this parchment is seeking adventurers. I guess there's a lot of villagers and the residents of the outlying area that's been turning out missing.
Well, let's go find them.
Yeah, let's get to this Crossing Inn. I'm getting thirsty, guys. It's humid and just sucking all the moisture out of me out here.
Sucking all the moisture out of it. I don't even.
How many bars you get kicked out of this week? Do you even have a place to stay, Whack and Phlan?
Let me count. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's just 5 this time.
It's a pretty weak number. You can do better.
You haven't performed yet at the Crossing Inn, but then again, the Crossing Inn usually doesn't do performances. If you know what I mean. You've been warned actually to stay away.
Uh-oh.
That just means the prices are higher, so a lot more bribing to do.
I was just walking by Madame Friona's the other day, and something came. Somebody threw something out the window, and it almost hit me. Wonder why that. Why that could have happened.
I have no idea. I wouldn't have pointed you out to any of her daughters, I'm sure.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You were breaking up for a second, but now you're good.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Now my internet is fucking up. And saying that I have no output. Now there goes my output now. Jesus. It's like it's not destined to happen tonight, you know what I mean? All right.
Oh my.
It's the first Friday in August. It's got to happen.
Yeah, right. At least it's not the 13th. All right, adventurers. So what do you think? Want to check out
we got to
this
get to this
call
crossroad.
for aid?
Yeah, I got to get to the Crossing Tavern. The Crossing Inn.
All right. So it sits on, basically, like I said, it sits on the opposite side of the bridge. So you go over the bridge, it's on the east side of the Trank River. And like I said, it hosts a lot of adventures, and it's a nice staging point. And plus, it's a nice middle point for a stop if you're heading to Melvant. It's sort of like a nice stop in the middle between Phlan. Ramzan Call, he's the owner of the inn. You actually know that Ramzan, at one time in his life, was a pretty hardy adventurer, much like yourselves. And you know that he's actually fought quite a few dangerous creatures, basically like dragons and mind flayers. So as you guys get to the Crossing Inn, it is a well-worn wooden building. There's as you go across the bridge, down there on the shore of the sea, there is a dock. And there's several small keel boats that are tied up to this dock, right up Shen of the Finn's alley there. And it's a single-level building. It's not. It doesn't have any kind of housing or rooms or anything like that for rent. It's sort of like a public place, though. It does allow people to stay, but like I said, this is sort of like the Crossing Inn is like a unique place. It's a bar and like a public bedhouse all in one. And people are, you know, as you kind of go in, it's really not that busy today. And there's a couple of people kind of sleeping around. And the room is a huge octagonal room. And you hear some people, you know, sleeping. Probably can house about 50 people. But there's only a couple people sleeping and a couple staff members. And you see, you know, this large man got some scars on his face and whatnot. And he watches you as you walk into the Crossing Inn, and he actually calls you over, and he says, come on over. He kind of eyes you guys up and down, and he says, welcome to the Crossing Inn. My name is Ramzan Call, and we usually don't get really, not of late anyway, we don't get too many midday travelers. So you look like proper adventurers, sort of like myself and when I was younger, and probably around your age. So I'm guessing you're here probably to see me. So please go ahead and have a seat and introduce yourselves to me. And then I'll see if you're worthy enough of, maybe earning a little bit of my coin.
Good to meet you, Robson. I'm Omi Barton. You may have heard me from the Spoon the World tour concerts.
Who? No, you say Joni? What kind of a...
Omi.
Oh, Omi. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're really important, but no, I've never heard of you. And you said Spoon the World tour? What in the hell's that?
I'm surprised you've never heard of that, as I'll pull a couple posters out of my bag. So here you go. If you don't mind posting a few of these around, hey, maybe I could even do a show here sometime.
He unrolls one of the scrolls, and a look of disappointment comes over his face. And he says, "Oh, Jesus, I've heard of you. You made all of Madame Friona's guests shit their pants, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right to assume that?"
That was an accident. That could have happened to anybody.
Well, that's not going to happen. No pun intended, but that shit is not going to happen here, Mr. Barton. If I let you come in here with your Spoon the World tour, a bunch of hardy adventurers, look, man, I cater to adventurers, thugs, and killers. If you come in here and start clicking spoons around, what kind of tarnish is that going to put on my reputation? It's like I'm going to just let any riffraff in here and perform. I don't even have a stage in here, pal. This is like a sleeping room and an inn. No, no, there will never be a Spoon the World tour in here. And then I don't even want to have to clean all that shit up, no pun intended.
Oh, man. Well, if you change your mind, just you know where to find me. You can find me in Phlan.
Well, you can just keep that in Lottie-Dottie-Doo land over there in Phlan, where all of the lovers are. And if you ever see that Banderas character, you tell that, because I know he's pretty popular. I'm sure you probably know who Banderas is. But you tell him
acquainted.
Well, you better tell him that he needs to come back and see me, because he's left a couple of unpaid bar tabs here.
That's just like him. I'll be sure to pass that along.
Yeah, he owes me 20 gold, so you better pass it on there. But no Spoon the World tours here. No, none of those shows. No, there's no way. So, who do you got with you? He starts mumbling about spoons and stuff. He goes, "Hey, not here, not in the Crossing Inn." But go ahead, I'm sorry.
These are my friends here, Markesh and Shen, as I point to them in turn.
Good to meet you, sir.
Well,
I've heard quite the tales.
Yes, gotten to, sure you probably heard, my valiant fight against the green dragon that I slayed single-handedly. Of course,
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, that's how I got this huge scar on my face. And he kind of points on, there's like this long scar that goes from the top of his forehead. He almost split me wide open. My guts were hanging out all over the place.
Well, I say we recently vanquished a black dragon, but unfortunately we killed it before it had many opportunities to wound us.
Oh, what type of black dragon? How old was it?
I was pretty old. 40, 50 years probably.
Ah, that's a baby. The dragon that I fought, it was an ancient dragon. And it breathed everywhere. I thought I was choking on my own piss, shit, and snot as I was breathing in all of this toxic venom, and I just gathered down within and grabbed my axe and charged in and cut its head off with one fell swoop. And then he kind of
Sounds
chuckles.
like quite the tale.
It was. Save the entire land of Faerun from certain doom. So you want to...
A monster that size has got to have quite the hoard of gold. I'm sure that's quite the adventure.
Of course, I took just a little bit of it and bought this beautiful place that you're sitting in now.
Well, let's hope you took a little bit more than that.
Such a quaint little shithole it is.
Well, I gotta say, we're in the mood for a bit more adventure. We got the taste of it with a Grick, and we've been the Underdark, not Underdark. We went down below and took care of some undead recently. Like I said last, we just finished up a couple of carrion crawlers and a black dragon. We're off to a little bit more dangerous game these days.
Oh, wow! There's supposedly this group of adventurers called the Heroes of Phlan.
You're looking at them, my friend.
I was hoping they were going to show up. Oh, it's you. Oh, well, that's good.
Just don't. We allow Omi to be in here because he's pretty funny, to be honest with you.
He's like our mascot.
Well, just don't let him perform anything in here. There's no way that's happening here.
If he starts, just either tie him up or run. One or the other.
Man, you sure I can't at least do a demo for you?
I'm gonna with him. I'm gonna just shout at him. No.
Not at the crossing inn, my friend. Save that for Phlan, where all the lovers quarrel. You can solve their problems in Phlan. So let's talk business, shall we? I'm willing to pay all of you 100 gold apiece. Which actually were some donations from around the surrounding area. And we need to... A lot of the people around here, a lot of the peoples and the folks around here are frightened. There's been several disappearances around here as of late, and it began about 10 days ago. About a 10-day ago. And it started happening when the drums started sounding. Oh, you can hear them at night. I don't know. The drums, but it seems like it's... Most say that it's the drums. The noise from the drums is coming from the south. Probably
out of the marsh.
Probably within the Twilight Marsh, yeah. And these drums, they beat through the night. And then each morning, the sounds of the drums are gone. Sometimes some livestock ends up missing. Sometimes some of the folks from around here end up missing. But all of the remaining farmers and the travelers that are passing through, they've caught wind and they are scared. But it seems like once the drums start, everybody gets scared, and that's when nobody starts traveling. No one feels safe, and they don't even feel safe behind barred doors. And then that costs me money. Because if they're scared to travel, they're not going to come and see old Romson here at the Crossing Inn. And it hurts my pocket, and it hurts my bottom line too. Usually during the day, I've got at least a couple dozen adventurers shacked up in here. But I've only got these 3 drunks sleeping over in the corner, spooning one another. Jesus.
Spooning?
No pun intended. And don't take that as I'm letting you perform there, Omi Barton. That's not happening.
My head just goes down.
So I'm willing to pay you 100 gold apiece.
I say it's worth it. We've been out in the marsh a little bit, so it shouldn't be too hard if everyone can hear these drums to figure out where they're coming from, no?
Well, I was only going to offer 50 gold apiece, but I kind of figured the Heroes of Phlan would show up by default. So that's why I'm offering you 100.
If you want the job done, you pay well enough. And I think 100 gold's well enough.
That's it. And I'm too old for this shit anymore. So that's why I don't adventure.
Well, it's a pretty good life to adventure for a while and retire to bartending.
I've done pretty well, as you can see. This place is beautiful. This place is actually run down.
I'll say under my breath, you may want to get back in the game, old man.
This old battle wound that I took from the mind flayers kind of taps his leg a couple times. I'm not as mobile as I once was. Plus, with getting half of my face ripped off and my brains hanging out. Literally, my brains were hanging out. My eye was hanging out of the socket. Thank goodness I knew a cleric that could put me back together after I slew the ancient black dragon and all.
Oh, it's a black one though. You had a black one too?
Oh yeah, it was green, black, whatever. They're the same thing. This guy's out of his mind.
His head.
What's your name, partner? Looks over towards you, Shen.
Shen. Sailor by trade.
We've got a couple of massive ships down there at the docks. Maybe you could take a look at.
Oh, I don't sail anymore. My crew was attacked by pirates and killed. So now I'm a trained medic.
Was it a kraken?
It was a band of pirates.
Well, that's no fun. I once slew a kraken in a canoe. That's how I got my little limp here. As he kind of pats his other leg.
That would be a tale I maybe would be interested in hearing.
Maybe I'll
Not
tell
till a
you
couple
that tale.
Yeah, not until we get a couple ales.
Oh yeah,
That's a tale for ale, for sure.
Yeah, he looks over towards the bar winch and calls over and says, "Sorry, don't have much. Kind of out of stock of just about everything at the moment. So I hope you guys don't mind drinking some Rot Gut 350. It's not the best, but it stings going down, and that's all that matters."
You don't serve bran muffins here by chance, do you?
Bran muffins? What the hell are you? Bran muffins? No,
Never mind.
We don't do any cooking here. If you're going to eat, you're going to pull it out of your own backpack. Bran muffins? What the hell are you talking about?
Don't ask. He's an odd one.
Here, I can give you the recipe if you want to start making them here.
That's okay. I don't cook.
We all know the recipe starts with dirt. Bran muffins.
Omi starts looking over the list, says the recipe, and says, "I don't see dirt on here."
I'll have to show you how my mother made them.
All right, Markesh.
Oh my gosh. So as you guys are bantering back and forth with one another, drinking the Rot Gut 350, the front door flies open, and a very nervous-looking young man dashes in to the crossing inn. First glance, kind of looks like he's a farmer, and he kind of pauses and he's looking around very frantically at the room of the crossing inn, and he looks upset and he sees you and he starts yelling, "Romson! Romson! The Rennans are gone! Come to the farm! You have to figure out what happened!" So Romson, he just kind of looks at this young kid. Looks to be in, like I said, probably in about his early 20s. And he says, "Taru, settle down and tell me what the heck is going on. But you know that I'm not fit from all of my old adventuring wounds, like from the 20 dire wolves that I had to fend off, and I've told you these tales already. But these folks, these heroes here, these are the real heroes of Phlan." And he kind of points towards all of you guys. He says, "This is who you need to talk to right here, Taru. Pull up a chair and let him know what's going on." And then and as he comes over and starts taking a drink, he's all out of breath, and this is I just ran all the way from the Rennan farm, and they're gone. They're gone. They're nowhere. And he says, "Just shut up, Taru, and have something to drink." And he drinks it down, and it's running down his face, spilling all over the front of him and whatnot. And he says, heroes, can you help? I can get you downriver to the farm. It's a lot faster than horseback, and it's a lot faster than taking the trails. The roads just aren't safe to travel anymore.
I'll look to Shen and Omi and wait for their approval. I'm willing to go.
Sounds like what we're being hired to do, so let's go.
Always ready.
And I'll tell you what, I'll kind of sweeten the pot for you. I'll also throw in a very rare artifact that I once got from taking out an entire orc tribe at one time, all by myself, nonetheless. Killing the orc chieftain, killing his shaman, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a scroll tube, and he says, it's the ever rare, one of the most rare spells in all of the land. Fireball. I'll even give you this scroll as well. Like I said, to kind of sweeten the pot for you. This thing's probably worth millions in Waterdeep. Millions.
Ooh, I've heard about that spell.
Yeah.
Those are pretty potent, aren't they?
Yeah, well, one of the old ancient scholar friends of mine says that this is probably one of the only copies in the entire realm. He said it's probably got to be worth at least $1 million. He says Elementor would probably be looking for this. So what do you say?
Keep it safe.
Oh, well, it's going to stay right here with me for now.
Well, then it's sure to be safe.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing that'll mess with old Roms in here. But I will, I'll offer to, I won't even charge you anything. I'll stable your mounts for you. As long as you're gone, you won't have to worry about it, and I'll take care of feeding the horses as well.
Excellent.
Sounds like a fair deal.
All right. So Ramzan, he leads you guys down there to the docks, and he brings a couple of his staff out as well, and they take one of these keel boats and turn it over. Got a couple holes in it. He says, I told you to patch this damn thing up. And then they find another keel bolt that doesn't have any holes in it. They get it into the water. It's about 20 foot long. It's about 8 foot wide. And he says, this'll take you all the way down. It's got a pretty shallow draft, and it's got a primitive sail on it. And it's got a small little tiny cabin at the stern of the boat. And it's about mid-afternoon by this point.
All right.
Hey, Shen, do you know how to work one of these?
Yes, easy, but we don't know where we're going. We need a guide.
I thought that kid was going to take us down there.
Oh, yes. I'll definitely take you. My name is Taru. I'm the farmhand of Renan Farm, and then I also sometimes I do some work on the Alien Farm and Trollio farms as well. But it's nice to meet you. I've never met any kind of adventurers, let alone the ever famous heroes of Phlan. Wow, this is one of the best days of all of my life.
Despite your employers being dragged off to God knows where?
Oh, there's no sign of them anywhere. I didn't check the other outlying farms, though. I didn't check the All-In or Trollio farms, but they're all within the same little area, so maybe we could check them together. I know the areas really well, but I've never been into the Marsh, so I can't really take you in there. So as you know, the other helpers of the inn and Ramzan, they get the keel boat put in. So you guys are off. You guys are traveling. There's just a short trip downstream, It's probably about. Taru says, "Oh, it'll probably take about if the winds are going to be good for us, probably about an hour or so." So he starts getting the sails up, and he's struggling a little bit. You know, he's in his early 20s. He's not very strong. He's a pretty tall, skinny, lanky guy. But he eventually gets the sails up, and he says, "Oh, this is... Oh, did you just hear that wolf? Oh my gosh, there's a wolf out here in the middle of the day howling. Oh, at least it's not the drums. Oh, they've been beating every night. Everybody's been scared."
I don't think that was a wolf. I think that was Markesh's stomach.
I'll eat a ration. Sorry about that.
Perfect time to deduct a ration. And fuck it, deduct a torch too. Just rations and torches. I got to get those off of your character sheets one way or the other.
I keep buying more. I deduct them.
I know you guys do. I think on my level 31 cleric, I still have the same 10 iron rations. I think I had the same 10 iron rations for like 16 years that we played the game. Or 20 years. Oh my God. Or close to 20 years. God damn. All right, so you guys are taking your short little trip downstream. It's uneventful. But Taru, he goes on to telling you that, you know, he plants crops and does some deliveries for the farmers and whatnot. And he lives on Rennan Farm. I've worked there for, the Rennans have been so good to me. I've worked for them for about 2 years now, and they even let me live on their property. I live in a little very tiny house that's on the premises. It's actually really nice. I've got it fixed up quite little. It's like a cozy little place now.
Well, it sounds great, kid. But if we don't find your employers and these other people, you're gonna be out of a job.
Well,
so
hopefully,
let's focus on the task at hand.
Do you think you could find him, Mr. Orc?
Not a clue. If they're smart enough, they stayed alive. If they're stupid, they're probably dead.
You're kind of being brutally honest with me here. So what do you think
the world, boy.
The chance
if you don't
of...
get your shit straight, you're going to die.
Look, I'm just a simple farmer. What do you think the chance of success is for you finding him? You think it's like 90%, 95% chance of finding him successfully?
Well, I would say
I think we'll probably at least find a trail. Whether they're alive or dead, we need to see some area first.
I'm sure we will find them. Don't know what kind of state they will be in when we find them.
Now you're really starting to worry me. I've only been away from the farm for about a day or so. I was back on one of the other farmsteads down here to the west. I was seeing my family. I was supposed to get back yesterday. Do you hear that wolf? That thing keeps howling. Or is that still your stomach, Mr. Markish?
That one must be the wolf.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh boy. But anyways, I was supposed to get back to the farm yesterday, but it got a little bit too dark, and plus with all of the threats that are on the road, I just didn't want to take a chance, so I stayed at one of the other friendly farms a few miles away or so, and nobody's been traveling after dark lately.
Because of the drums?
Yeah, how do you know about the drums? Of course you could hear them. Of course you could hear them. The old man
talked about it.
Oh boy. Oh, you talking about Romson? Man, sometimes I really think some of his stories are hogwash. It seems like all these monsters change all the time.
When you get that old, you're entitled to a bunch of little bullshit.
Well, he does got to his, on his behalf, he does have a couple pretty nasty scars. But I don't know how he got him, though. He said it was like from a dragon one day, and then it was from something else the next day. I don't know. I think Romson's kind of lost his mind a little bit.
Mind Flayer will do that to you.
yes, only things that I've seen in the Coppers and Silvers magazine. Oh man. I actually saw that in Bugbear Monthly one time too about the mind flayers. Those things just seem horrible. But anyways, when I got to the farm, it seemed like the house was all smashed up. The door was kicked in, and I called out and I looked around and they were gone. I mean, it seems like that there was a struggle. I mean, because there was just stuff broken all over the place. And a few of the pigs that I was supposed to slop and a couple of the cows that I was supposed to milk, they were gone too. So I can't even do my job now. I just kind of looked around and I didn't find anything. And then I started to panic and I just got all upset. And that's when I just ran. I just ran on the road, ran all the way to the crossing in. And that's where I met you guys. Oh man. But I didn't even think to check about the Yalian farm or the Trollia farm. Oh, I hope the Rennans are okay.
Don't worry, kid. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, they're not adventurers, you see. They're just an old, aged, married couple, and they've owned the farm for many years, they can take care of themselves. I mean, I've seen the old man kick the dog around a couple of times, so I know he can handle himself. But geez, I don't know what the heck happened. But something definitely took him though. Oh man. But thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming. You guys are the best. Oh, the heroes of Phlan.
Yeah, we know, kid, but you really talk a lot. Let's just get there.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of killing time before we get there, you know? I mean, what do you want me to do?
You gotta learn to relax. You gotta learn to relax. Enjoy the time while you can.
Hey, I'm a little on edge, man.
Get you.
Whoa.
I know what you need. You need a
What's
song.
that?
I should have picked up some wax. Damn it, I didn't.
I'll start singing some drunken sailor songs because I know Shen will appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh boy.
Join right in and sing along.
What a great
Till
song.
spoons come out.
Till the spoons come out. Oh god. All right. About an hour goes by. The winds are favorable. And you get to an area, you get to a sandy little shore. And you get the boat stowed on the shore. And Taru, he says, it's just, we take this trail here, and we're going to go through some dense woods, and the farm's between a couple of small little tributaries. And the soil is so rich. They grow so many nice crops there. It's so nice, and that's why they hired me. Everything grows so nice and so quick. And but anyways, I guess we should probably get going. I guess I'm starting to talk a little bit too much again. I don't want any problems. So let's go ahead and get going. So what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna gag this kid if he keeps talking.
I was thinking the same thing. We're going to gag the kid and just have him point the way.
Okay, so he leads you guys through these dense woods and whatnot. Doesn't it sound like we're in a jungle, Markish? With this ambient sound.
I like it.
Yeah, so you guys leave your boat on the gravel bar, and you guys climb up the steep banks, about a 10-foot steep bank, and then you head off into the heavy woods. Now, do you guys want to, what do you guys want to do? You guys just want to head there, or do you guys want to look around? Is there anything that you want to do in particular? You know that there's the Rennan farm here, and you also know from Taru that off of this path, it kind of forks a couple different ways, and then it goes to the Allian farm, and then it goes to the Trollio farm as well.
So I would like to check out the sandbar where we beached before we take off too far and see if there's any evidence of any other boats being beached there recently.
Sure. And why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation check, and do that with advantage, Shin, because you are a seafarer, and that's part of your background. So why don't you give me an investigation check as you're kind of searching around? Jesus, Shin. Can you do any worse? Shin, you've been out of practice. I think you've been adventuring too much as of late, Shin.
Hey, I'm a medic now.
Corbin! What's everybody else doing?
I'll take a
I'm
look
just going to
around.
keep an eye on. Yeah, keep an eye on it.
I'll take a look around for like any sign that people have come through here, tracks and such.
Sure. Why don't you give me an investigation check, Omi? You as well, Markish?
I'm just watching for danger, anything coming at us. Just keeping an eye out for the group.
Okay. And then everybody in the tower, you can give me a perception check in the tower. It's about time somebody rolled higher than an 8. Jesus. All right, so Markish and Omi, you kind of point out to the seafarer that you have with you, because he's just kind of scratching his head. You actually see that there was actually something large that was beached here, because there's a lot of deep gouges on the gravel shore. And Omi, as you guys are kind of looking around and you could tell that something was here, you see some muddy footprints with a very small trail of blood that head in the direction to the Trollio farm. Because, you know, this kid, Taru, he tells you, well, straight ahead is the Renan farm, and to the left is the Allian farm, and to the right is the Trollio farm. So as you're kind of looking, as you start working your way up the gravel shore there, you can see that this trail, you kind of followed off a little bit. So it's not on the actual trail itself, it's kind of off the beaten path. But you can find these small little trickles of blood going to the east. And it basically to the northeast where the Trollio farm is located. In that direction anyway.
Yeah, if I saw footprints and blood, that would pique my interest enough to head towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to follow this blood trail first, Markesh?
Yeah, it seems wise.
So when you're...
How you guys find a blood trail?
Well, we weren't looking in the water.
Ah, okay.
So Amy, as you're kind of looking at the blood, Marcus and Shen, both of you guys, you find a gourd canteen that it looks like it was kind of wedged between a couple of large rocks, because you were kind of searching around and whatnot.
I'll pull it out and examine it.
Okay. Well, actually, Marcus and Shen found it. You were kind of goofing around with the blood. Nice try there, Omi.
I'll point it out to Shen and say, do you at least see that?
Oh, yeah. Let me check this out.
Blind as a bat. Do you at least see that? Yeah, so it's empty because it was kind of turned over as it was kind of wedged in between the two rocks. And you get a whiff of it, Shen, and it's a very foul, nasty, dainty, very pundits-like type of odor. Definitely, it had something in it that wasn't water. Wasn't any kind of ale, and if it was ale, it would have had to been the worst brewed ale in the history of any humanoid race ever.
Hey, Omi, come smell this.
Okay, be right over. I'll come over
It
and
smells horrible. Smell it.
take a whiff of it.
Big old whiff right in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a good whiff of it, Omi. Why don't you give me a wisdom check? And give me a medicine check, actually.